Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update this channel daily. If you like this watch, you can see it and purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today, from Oris, circa 2007, the 2,000-piece limited edition Oris Carlos Coste LE Mark II, a timepiece with a date chronograph functionality and full-up diving spec, released in conjunction with world record-setting freediving daredevil Carlos Coste of Venezuela, a timepiece that's actually part of a series of watches built by Oris in the name of their hero, and I have to say that the timepiece is remarkably functional and wearable, justifying its 47mm case size and 19.5mm thickness. On my 16cm circumference wrist, you can see it wears like a giant visually, even though in full titanium with titanium bracelet, it has the mass of perhaps a 42mm steel watch on the wrist. Lug to lug, it's big, but it's wearable. 54.9mm means you could probably wear this watch securely on a wrist as small as 15cm in circumference, although you're going to have to like the oversized style of the thing. Now, it does have a hypoallergenic quality, being all of titanium, so if you have issues with nickel in steel, if you have issues with latex in rubber, this is the solution. You will note the lug's very tightly downturned to arc around the wrist, and the end link of the bracelet pivoted so you can pull it straight down. Fit is first and foremost for collectors, and this watch fits better than you expect. Screws used to fix the bracelet, that's the right way to do things. No spring bars holding this one to the case. You'll also note that the bracelet is a combination of polish and satin to break up the mass of metal, with big gaps on the underside to avoid pinching skin or pulling hair. Sizing of links, that is removal or return of links, is done with pin sleeves rather than screws, and the timepiece features a swing arm, single swing arm deployment with a clamshell lock. You can see the clamshell polished and the rest of the clasp in a satin matte finish. Internally, there is a pull-out dive extension, so it's an all-or-nothing dive extension for use over a wetsuit or a dry suit, and then there are 3 incremental anchoring points built into the clasp, so without actually removing or adding links, you can fine-tune the fit. Close it all up, lock it down, and we return to the case itself, which is primarily satin finished with a few polished accents, the hoods of the lugs as well as the screw-down chronograph pushers and the screw-down crown. A watch of this timepiece's dimensions would overwhelm if it were all of polish. You'll also note on the flank individual numbering out of 2000. This is something IWC doesn't do, and they could take a lesson from Oris. People want individually numbered watches. Helium escape valve, though Carlos Coste is a free diver, nevertheless, this watch is equipped for the kind of diving he will scarcely do. Now, it is a lefty, which makes it easier to actuate it with your hand, as you're able to use the opposable thumb to stop, start, and reset the chronograph rather than the forefinger. It also makes the watch suitable for certain aggressive sporting activities where you might have to worry about a crown digging the wrist, and it opens up options for lefties who want an ambidextrous chronograph. The dial of the watch is simple, and it's ringed by a diving bezel, which is useful because the chronograph of this watch only reads up to 30 minutes. You can use the bezel aligned with the minute hand to read between 1 and 60 minutes, so you can actually time 2 events concurrently, and for anything longer than 30 minutes, the bezel's got your back. The dial features all applique indices in metal, high polish, rhodium plated steel with orange superluminova and orange accents for the timepiece. This has been a recurring theme in the Carlos Coste series. I'm not sure if I can capture it. I think I might have it in this light, but there is a wave imprint embossed onto the matte black dial. High contrast and plenty of orange for day glow qualities that make the watch just as legible by day as it is in the dark of the depths. And I'm going to unscrew the crown of this aggressive 1,000-meter diver, which has a 4.8mm thick sapphire, and I'm going to move that minute hand out of the way so you can see the watch is also a day date, and it does feature a quick set functionality, so you can rapidly cycle the day and the date to correct the calendar, giving you an element of practicality. When you don't use the helium escape valve and you're not diving with the chrono, you can still use the calendar function every day. Now, the caseback, a tribute to the man himself. A change of color and tone and graphics. You can see the image of the free diver as well as the note of 105 meters, a mark Carlos Coste set in 2003, and then he surpassed 140 meters later on in 2006. So these were both records at the time, so acknowledging his world records as well as his courage with a caseback that frankly is more satisfying than a simple sapphire over the unfinished Valjoux 7750 that sits inside the case. I think this was a good choice by Oris. A watch that is polyvalent with many talents. Automatic winding, tank tough thanks to the 7750, quick set hacking seconds, 4 Hz beat rate, 25 joules, 46-hour power reserve. You can see this aggressive day-date diver and make it yours on the watch box. And we're back with the Oris Carlos Coste limited edition. You can see differential lume, especially with respect to the bezel pearl, so you can quickly line it up with the minutes hand and use it as a ready reference. See it and make it yours on the watch box.